would have to do.
Aloha, everybody. I'm excited today. I'm being joined by the lovely Justine from University of Maryland. They are global, but we are in Hawaii. And the reason I invited Justine, and some of her coworkers might come on a little bit later, but it's because I found out something I didn't know. I worked for the federal government for 20 years as a civilian. I had no idea I could get a discount on University of Maryland classes as a federal employee until I met Justine's coworker, Jeannie, at an event. And I'm like, okay, with all of the craziness going on in the federal workforce these days, we have to spread this knowledge out, because as you're thinking about what's next, and normally we talk about retirement, but lately we've been talking about what's next. And even if you planned on retiring at 57, honestly, what's next should have been a question too, because 57, you're pretty spry. I went to a coffee birthday party this morning, and the person was turning 70, and he's still working, loves his job, no plans on leaving anytime soon. So this is going to be an amazing opportunity with Justine. She'll tell me when she wants. She's prepared a presentation to talk about how to take those steps to find out what's next. So without further ado, Justine.
Thank you, Heather, for that warm welcome. Aloha and welcome, everyone. My name is Justine Fiesta, and I'm so happy that you can join us today. I'm an outreach partnership specialist with the University of Maryland Global Campus, or we can call it UMGC for short. I am based off of our Pearl City, Hawaii location. And here with me off stage are my two colleagues, Jeannie and Dorina, who may be popping in to help answer any questions you guys may have. But today is all about how we can support you in your journey, whether that be to upskill, change careers, and or open new doors through flexible and affordable education. Yeah, let's get started. Next slide. So at UMGC, our mission is simple, but it's also very powerful. It is to inspire hope, empower dreams, and transform lives one student at a time. And this mission was derived from the idea of meeting students at their need wherever they may be. So going back in time for a second, when our active duty military students go to class at the original College Park campus in Maryland, because they were stationed in another country post-World War II, we ventured out to where students were and served them. And it was at the request of the Department of Defense, or the DoD, that UMGC became the first institution in 1949 to send a faculty team overseas to teach students or to teach those service members still downrange. Really, the big push for the service members to get their education at this time was because of the GI Bill benefit. This was around the time that it was first introduced, so many service members definitely wanted to take advantage of it. And just to add, we are a part of the University of Maryland system and are institutionally accredited. So, whoopsies, I forgot to change the slide. So why UMGC besides us being deeply rooted in supporting the military community? What makes us stand out? We are the largest public online university in the country, and that means flexibility and accountability, accessibility is built into everything that we do already. Plus, we've been doing this for over 25 years, or sorry, 75 years, very, very long time. With our guaranteed admissions and no cost digital textbooks in most classes, as well as hybrid support wherever the student is, the students are never far from the help that they need. Okay, and next slide. And we know that education is always worth it, but it's also an investment and a transformation. It helps reignite your potential, keeps you competitive, and equips you with the practical career-ready skills that you may need. And it's also not just about getting the degree, but it's also about building the confidence, community, and momentum in advancing in your goals. Next slide. UMGC has over 200 physical locations, including campuses in Asia and Europe. So when it comes to global, we really are global. Whether you're abroad or here at home, your education does travel with you wherever you go. And now talking about who our students are, and I think many of you will see yourselves reflected in this. The average age of a UMGC student is 28, which means that you're not walking into your traditional college setting. You're joining a community of working professionals who are balancing career, family, and their own personal growth. Nearly 80% of our students are working full-time. And that's huge because these are people who are committed to their jobs already. And just like many of you in federal service, you are going to be still carving out the time to invest in your education. About 44% of our students are working and also raising children. And something that we're especially proud of, 60% of our global student body is military affiliated. So that includes the active duty service members, as well as veterans and their families. More than 54% of our total enrollments are minority students, and that's definitely something that we celebrate because it reflects the world. So when we say we're student-centered, we definitely mean it. We are built for real people with real responsibilities who are ready to take on the next step. And speaking of taking on the next step, when a student decides that it's time to talk to somebody about starting or continuing their education, we get them connected to an academic success coach. And this academic success or journey sheet to the right, it showcases what is talked about when a student meets with one of our success coaches for the first time. Each student does receive a personalized advising session to co-create their academic plan with their goals in mind, and this is at no cost, meaning that the student does not even need to apply to have this conversation with their academic success coaches. And in fact, when a student applies, they have 2 years to decide. So 2 years for their application to be valid. But even before that, this is at no cost, no commitment to just talk to an academic success coach. Okay, and we offer multiple start dates throughout the year for both undergraduate and the graduate level programs, which means that you don't have to wait for the next semester to start moving forward. Our next session actually begins May 14th and June 11th, and there are even options to start grad programs in July. Okay. And for our programs, so we have over 135 degrees and certificates, ranging from an associate to doctoral, in a wide range of programs. So everything from cybersecurity, healthcare, business to education, and also support services cover anything from advising, financial aid, and career coaching, which I wanted to highlight. Once you become a student, you have access to a lifetime of career services. So how cool is that? What other university do you know, offers that service for a lifetime? Okay, and now going on into affordability, talking about the cost. We believe that education shouldn't be a barrier, it should be a door. UMGC provides competitive tuition rates with financial aid options, including federal aid, so your Pell Grants, your student loans, scholarships, employer tuition assistance, and support for military families. We also offer interest-free monthly payment plans to make it even more accessible. So with each student, we really work with them to see what their options are and making sure we tap into as many resources that we can. Okay. And at UMGC, we believe that education is much more than a transaction. It is definitely a partnership. And when we talk about partnership, I mean working with you to help you achieve your goals and your dreams and your hopes. We understand that there are unique challenges and ambitions when it comes to what a federal worker faces. And that is why we're committed to helping you achieve career advancement through skill focused programs, work life balance with the flexible online format options, as well as personal growth that comes with learning something new and pushing yourself. And the key thing that I wanted to highlight, which was the affordability portion of it. The federal employees get a 25% discount on out of state tuition. And let me just show you what that looks like. With the 25% discount, for the undergraduates program, let's say, instead of paying the $4.99 per credit, federal employees are eligible to pay $375 per credit. So let's say you were starting from scratch, meaning no prior college experience, and plan to take the 120 units or credits to complete the bachelor's degree, you would be saving almost $15,000 with the discount. Okay. Yeah, so whether you're coming back to school after a long break or looking to what you've already accomplished, our partnership is just about walking that journey with you and giving you the tools and support that you need to succeed in every step of the way. So to close it off, I just wanted to thank you guys. Mahalo for spending the time with me. I hope you feel inspired and empowered to take that next steps towards the future. If you have any questions, I will be here for a little bit, but also you can connect with me. I'll be happy to connect. You can reach me via email, or you can stop by our Pearl City office if you're from here. And if you're not from here, use it as an excuse to visit our beautiful island. Thank you so much.
I am shocked, Justine, at the pricing per credit. I mean, when I was an undergrad, I did have a scholarship, but those prices are more affordable than when I went to college in the late 90s. Like, there's a lot of places that you can't even get those prices for community college. So I always thought it's a barrier. How would I ever do this? Even if I wanted to upskill into cybersecurity. Now, another question that I'm thinking of more for after someone winds up leaving the federal government, like if you're are there any programs for people who are either on unemployment, or are there stuff for that?
So again, the really cool thing about us is that we're really comprehensive when we offer those services to the students. So are you talking about more so if a student winds up being unemployed later on?
Yeah, they're in the middle of, because what's happening now in the federal government is people have their jobs. Some of them are being offered early retirement, and they're doing something called a RIF, a reduction in force, where they might have a job today, but 6 months, and they're preparing for, if something happens, I want to have that computer science, that cybersecurity certificate under my belt, and halfway through, the government decides to let them go. Is there any program for that that you guys offer?
Yes, we do have a program. I'm not sure the name of it. Let me see. It's under the financial aid department, and it is. Let me see if I can find it. But we do have a service that would help a student, if they were in dire financial need, for example, to kind of help them for the meantime. But yeah, I can provide you more information on that. Let me just look for it real quickly. But we definitely do. Again, definitely, it's also on the student to, communicate with the success coach or their advisor and just making sure that we know what their situation is. And, we definitely will take that into account in when it comes to advising them. It says here that with the federal student aid, if your employment status has changed, you can qualify for need-based financial aid. So that's just more offerings on the financial side. But this is something that we look at with a financial aid advisor.
And I guess with the career office that you guys have as well, it makes it a great jumping point for internships and local businesses that you guys partner with, and even finding an internship with someone who would help you with your tuition costs. So that might be another possibility as you're looking at this. And I know that in the military, they have something called the Skill Bridge program that pairs people with basically internships during their last year of the military. So it seems like this would be also something great that they could pair with that as they're looking at new opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. We actually use the Career Quest platform, and for that one, it's just a bunch of resources. But cool thing about that is you can talk to a coach one-on-one regarding resumes, polishing your resumes, personalized guidance for on-the-job searching and career transitioning. So yeah, definitely, we're very proud that we have all of these services that we can offer to students. And what makes it great is, again, we've been doing this for over 75 years, so it's nothing new to us. We know how to navigate this. We've helped, thousands of students go through whatever it may be, whether it be that they are getting out of service or even just simple career changes.
And something else Jeannie brought up yesterday, and hopefully it's not me letting something out of the bag early, but I love to spill tea. But I think there's a local Kailua organization you guys are partnering with to also provide discounts and services for small businesses on Hawaii, because there are a lot of people in here that are on Oahu too, that are living in Hawaii. So yeah, I get a lot of people to join this group, not just federal employees. So I'm excited about your partnerships with local businesses as well. Like, could you speak a little bit more to local business partnerships beyond the federal government?
Yes, so we partnered.
Jeannie on for that. Let me know.
Yeah, we can put Jeannie on. But for me to just speak a little bit about on what our job is it's just partnerships in general. We like to partner with businesses just to offer our discount. We have MOUs with, I think right now, about 10 different companies on island, so that we're able to offer this as a part of their benefits packages. There is a discount tied into it, and it's a non-exclusive thing. So yeah, definitely what some of the employees can take advantage of if they are not a part of the federal government is local businesses here on island. We are partnered with the Chamber of Commerce. So with the Hawaii Chamber of Commerce, if the business is a member of that organization, the employees of the business is able to take advantage of educational benefits that we offer. But yeah, if you want to bring in Jenny and Zarina to help speak more about that, um, you definitely can.
All right, I'll invite them in and they can talk if they want. Because my next question, hopefully it's not too tough, but like if I own a business and I'm not a member of the chamber, how do I still contact you and you can put me in the right person to establish an MOU like this for my employees?
You want me to take that? Okay, I will. Hi, aloha, everybody, and Heather, thank you so much for having us. Yes, absolutely. If you are interested in possible partnerships, we will definitely have a conversation about that. Ideally, it would be really good to have at least 100 people, to have this MOU. But then again, it just depends on the conversation. We have had some associations that signed up with us with 10 employees or 10 volunteers running the association, but their membership count is 200, 300, because the MOUs and partnerships that we put together extend not only to the employees or officers of an association, but also to spouse and direct dependents as well. So that's very exciting. Other than that, the other thing we love doing as outreach partnership specialists is being in Hawaii. We love to empower all the businesses, including the small businesses. So with that being said, for example, Heather, I know you're an amazing one-woman show there with Insure But Else. Yeah, and let's correct me if I'm wrong, but you have an amazing expertise in AI, cybersecurity, and for us, because some of our programs are one of our strongest programs are in cybersecurity, and we have our AI certificate for AI Foundation certificate there. It will be wonderful to say, hey, for the students, what if I'm deciding to have a career in AI? I would love to hear from a subject matter expert what that looks like. And so in a way, inviting a subject matter expert like you to come in and speak to them while we can share about the a possibility to upskill or reskill would be great. But in a way, we'd like to hope that it also promotes you and what you do, and that can help you, either gain more employees if you're looking for more, just to really share your services as well. So like I said, it depends on the conversation, but at the end of the day, big, small, one person to 1,000 people, we like to find ways to empower businesses. I hope that helps.
So I have another question. So what if I came to the Pearl City offices and you said you had some in-person classes besides just the remote classes? Does it feel like a real college campus at all? Or how does it feel inside the classroom?
I can take that one. So, painting the picture of University of Maryland Global Campus, we traditionally educate non-traditional students. So, like Justine mentioned, those working adults, they have family, they have outside commitments. So, does it feel like you're walking onto, let's say, like a UH traditional campus? No, it doesn't, because we offer hybrid classes after hours at nighttime. So it fits the working schedule for our working adults. Your online platform can feel the same because you still have the same access to your instructors. You still will have, due dates for your assignments, and it's still very structured. But the traditional thinking of I'm going to go into this classroom and there's going to be 40 students in the class. That's not what UMGC or the classroom here in Pearl City is like. It's a little smaller, more intimate. These are people coming from work to get their education on their time when it's flexible for them.
And okay, so when you think of the alumni of University of Maryland, I know it's so diverse for the global campus, and here, are there any like opportunities that you provide besides the classes for students to come together to learn from each other? Yeah, I'd like to hear a little bit more about the social side as well, because I know that attracts a lot of people. Why would I just do a great books education? Why don't I just watch everything on YouTube? Why should I choose this kind of environment to, besides getting the piece of paper, which is huge, to make my step?
I can speak a little bit on that, and that is such a really good point. Per Justine and Zarina, yes, a lot of the students that we do serve are the busy working adults. They're the ones with the, either families or maybe a few jobs and or just really just trying to get it out of the way. However, to your point, though, we still want to make sure that we provide some level of togetherness, which obviously, and support. And that, first of all, starts with us and the success coaches, letting them know that, hey, we are here for you in every facet of your life, wherever you have different challenges in your life. We're here to guide you through it. So you can make sure you achieve you achieve your career goals. But we do have homecoming, and that's hosted every October, right around October, and we just put out a big mailer out there. Our alumni relations office puts out a big mailer out there, and we invite alumni that are still here. We are spread out in various locations here on Oahu, so not just in Pearl City, but to our bases, and we would get like an alumni speaker who comes here at Pearl City, and we're live streaming that, making sure that everybody is connected, foods, balloons, you name it. And to be fully transparent, our outreach partnership specialist position has been actually it was just created about 3 years ago, and more than ever, we're trying to expand that effort more to keep people connected and together. The other thing we are doing creatively is getting feedback from some current alumni to provide a quote or maybe a little case study, so when we share their experiences with students and or even invite them to come with students, we're definitely open to that. So but yes, homecoming for sure is our solid event, and then we're starting to expand a little bit more with our alumni.
I love it. It feeds all parts of your soul. It feeds the learning in your mind. It feeds like being part of a community. It feeds growing your bank account rather than shrinking it. Because you guys know it's your business. You do price comparison between other universities. So it's just such an affordable way to move your career forward. So I'm glad I saw this, because I just, that awful word, assume, just like, okay, it's like college prices, all you hear about, up, 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 up. So to see that, it's heartwarming that it's accessible to anyone and it's so budget friendly. So we are at the half an hour mark, and I promised I wouldn't keep you guys captured here all day, even though I love talking to you guys. Any last words of wisdom? Why should they scan that QR code to have a chat with you guys?
I say scan the QR code if you're even slightly interested in going back to school. Just keeping your options open. Again, we live in a time where nowadays you never know. So just having something in the back of your back pocket, whatever it is that's happening when you get your education, that's definitely something that nobody can ever take away from you. So that's my little piece of advice.
My last little nugget is so UMGC offers credit for what you already know. Your federal workers are former federal workers, so you have a wealth of knowledge. So you can get, like I said, credit for what you already know, what you've been doing on the job, your industry level certifications, and you can get credit for workplace learning. So if you want to learn, more about that and what UMGC can do for you, just reach out to Justine and have a conversation.
And we love talking story. At the end of the day, we just want to make sure that students know and understand what they want out of life, and no obligation discussion, as Justine mentioned earlier, to just see how the career path looks, from what they're hoping to take all the way to what they can financially afford as well, and think about it and put it in their back pocket, as Justine said.
Yeah. And I mean, even last night, I'll close with this story for everyone. A friend of mine, a veteran who lives in Utah, I'm going to call him out. I don't even think he's in the group. Maybe he'll see this. Mario, he was working for IRS and he got his papers and he's like, I just feel so much in law enforcement. The jobs that he wants are closed off to him because he doesn't have that piece of paper. So, like, even sharing this with him, saying, hey, you're a veteran, so you can get these benefits too. It's not just active duty. Take a look at this. Maybe you can get a certificate just for everything you've done for the work you did as a soldier, the work you did at IRS, and then you'll have that piece of paper to make you more competitive to the job market, and it won't be a barrier to entry for you anymore. And so thank you, everyone. And we'll see you next week sometime. Bruce will be back soon. And we're playing with the times to earlier in the day to get him back on with us to talk more story about retirement and planning for that day, or planning for a change of career and having that financial stability in the meantime, because that's a lot of times where life is lived in the meantime. So, all right, aloha. Thank you, guys.